And welcome back to the Dojo. Last time we had an introduction to Google's NotebookLM. This time, I want to dig a little deeper and show you more of the features so you can get the best out of the tool. So put your gi on and let's get into it. So I created a notebook about NotebookLM. It's kind of meta, but I hope you can appreciate that a tool that helps you learn can help you learn about itself. So let's dive into some of the features that'll help you get the best use out of this tool. For now, I'm going to collapse the sources panel and we'll focus on the chat configuration. When I click Configure Notebook, I can see that there's a default, a learning guide, and a custom. I've selected custom and provided a small prompt. And you can see from the prompt that the goal of this notebook is to help non-technical people. So you don't have to be a techie to figure this stuff out. All right, now let's take a look at some of the materials that I created earlier. First, let's start with the report. One of the things I want you to take note of is the ability to take a look at the prompt that created the report. In here, you'll notice that I added a note to curate those sources for quality control. When you go through the report, you're going to find there's a section on curating the knowledge base. The report, because it's a document, can be exported to docs, where you can make use of it and edit it in your editor. And Gemini can assist, apparently. Now let's take a look at the video.
You have
Maximize
probably
it
tried
for
asking an
text.
AI chatbot a question only to get an answer that sounds incredibly confident, but turns out to be completely wrong. Think of standard AI like a chaotic restaurant buffet. It pulls ingredients from billions of websites across the entire internet with absolutely no quality control. You never really.
One of the things I want you to take note of is that for all of these things, you can view the prompt. In this case, again, I've targeted for non-technical users. Also, we have the ability to download the video once it's completed, so we could use it elsewhere. Next up is a table. So this table was generated, again, using a prompt that asked for a table. And that gives us the ability, if we want, to export it to Sheets. Once it's in Sheets, we can make adjustments and change it, or save it, or do whatever we want to it. Now let's take a look at the quiz. I'm going to open it here to make it full screen. What is the primary feature that distinguishes NotebookLM from a general purpose AI chatbot? A, it has no word limits for any single document uploaded to the system. B, it is designed exclusively for professional software developers to write code. C, it can browse the entire live internet for every chat response without using specific files. Or D, it is source granted, meaning our answers are based strictly on the documents you provide. If you need a hint, you can get a hint, but I'm pretty sure it's D. We'll pick D, and look, we got the answer right. And we can move on to the next one. There's a total of 8 questions in this quiz. I'm not going to do them all right now. You can do them when you come. Next up, let's take a look at the slide deck I created. Again, we'll maximize this to make it easy to see. I want you to take a look at the prompt here. In the prompt, you'll notice that I used a metaphor that related it to the way people can drive cars, but don't necessarily understand how the internals work. Interestingly enough, because I used a reference to cars, the slide deck also used a reference to cars. You can see that the prompts that you use really influence the output that gets generated. Let's take a look at the flashcards and maximize it. Which column in the 3-column layout is designed for the production of professional deliverables like blog posts? If you know the answer to that one, give yourself a check mark. Which specific studio format is best for identifying and studying specific terms, dates, and core concepts? Maybe you don't know the answer. You take a look. Oh, I didn't know it was flashcards. Well, I'll mark it with an X. And you continue through all the various questions. You can see I've got 74, and you'll be bored out of your mind if you watch me answer all of these. If you want to reset them, you can restart. That'll clear your counts. You can shuffle the set so you're not doing the same ones in the same order. And you can even download them. adding a new card, or edit a flashcard right here as well. All right, I want to take a look at this infographic. Now, one of the things you'll notice in this infographic is there's this phrase garbage in, garbage out. Why is that there? Because I included that particular phrase inside of prompt. Again, I think it's important to take note that prompt influences the results of your document or studio output, as it were. And here's the audio interview. You can click the play button directly and it'll start playing.
This is the brief on making the best use of Google's NotebookLM as a beginner. Think of NotebookLM as your
And then finally, we have the mind map. Again, I'm going to expand this to fill the page. We have a number of controls on the bottom right. Clicking this button here will expand the mind map completely, and clicking it again will reduce it back. Or you can go on each node one at a time by clicking the arrows next to the nodes. And you can zoom in and out by using the plus and the minus, and drag by clicking and moving the mouse. And the last thing I wanted to show you is that any notebook you create, you can share. Click the share button, enter the email address of the person you want to share with, make them a viewer or an editor. And of course, you can remove access if you've added them, and then hit send to send them the link. This particular notebook, however, is going to be marked public. And I'll add a link to the notebook in the video description below. Well, thank you for watching, and I hope you found this overview of NotebookLM useful. Join me next time for more AI videos by subscribing below. Thanks, and we'll catch you next time.